Hello everyone, and welcome back to All the Mod 6. It has been a few days. The last episode was the spooky ghost one. That one apparently got quite a few views. I imagine lots of people getting spooked in their mod pack were curious as to what was going on. We have our wolf over here, our pet wolf, doing pet wolf things. And our inventory's full. So, the first mission of the day, I guess, is I want to make some of these ultra disk manipulators in order to help fix some of my issues. So down here, I've added some of the extra stuff already. We're sort of just jumping into this episode. Like we've got osmium and stuff. These guys have recently been added, so they have like nothing in them, right? But we need to take these stuff from our system into the drawers. So we'll be able to do that. That should be fine. It looks as though we also some of these don't have void upgrades, which is very strange. So I've got to add those as well. I'm really curious as to why that is a thing. The other thing I want to do this episode is around the map, we have a bunch of different, I don't even know if I have them on here or if they're hidden, but we have some waypoints. Oh god. We have some waypoints for, yeah, like the earth ones, the air ones, the water ones, and if I head over to them, it's essentially where we've got the, what do you call them? These guys. The elemental craft things being absorbed. I wasn't sure if there's a way to move them, but I had to look through, and I think we can do an alternative to moving them. And that is generating them with this solar element synthesizer. You put a lens on it, and it just generates the stuff. I guess. I don't really know. And the reason why that is good is because when we want to change these, when we want to increase production, we have to find them, right? Whereas if we move them, we can have them all in the one area. Because at the moment, we have some here, some there. We have one all the way over here. We have them spread out, whereas I would prefer if they were sort of more compact. Like we've got one there, whereas if you have a look at this, it would be so much nicer to just have a little connection on the side of this with all of them in it in one chunk. So those are my two goals. We'll see how we get through to them. Another thing you may or may not realize is have a look at this. If I'm at my base here, I can see pretty far. If I fly over here, right, all the way over here, all the way over here, right? So there's our reactor area. We have the SPS here. And if I fly up a bit, look over there. We can see our base. So you're thinking, oh, whoop-de-doo, you've got a high render distance. The answer is no. I'm only on 6 chunks. Only on 6 chunks. I'm using a mod. I believe it is called Horizons Distance or something like that. Distant Horizons. It's one of those two. I will have it named in the description, not with a link. I've learnt my lesson using links in the description. And yeah, you can check that out. Essentially, it loads low poly, so you might not really notice, but if you zoom in, you can see it's pretty low quality, but it just makes, I don't know, it's definitely a preferential thing. You may or may not care at all, but I think it's nice being able to see distantly. Some certain things, like for instance, what I've noticed is if you look at this block here, it's like, oh, how far do we have to go? Oh, it's actually a feral flare lantern. Well, normally I don't have to go this far. I'm not sure if that's a server issue or my issue, but the feral flare lanterns and the like different lighting effects that they add. So like, see how those are purple? Those are the light sources that the feral flare lantern actually loads. They appear purple. I've very much not really gone through the config for this mod, so I will do some messing around with that off camera in between the next few episodes to see if I can make things look better. See if I can make those not green as well. And yeah, because I actually do have quite a low setting at the moment, so we can see how that goes. Obviously, in the comments, let me know if you think this is absolutely horrendous and you would rather it just not be loaded at all, and I can remove it. Anyway, the other thing is I don't know how to fix the weird lighting issue that we're getting. Okay. So, the disk manipulator. It's pretty cool. We have a problem at the moment where we can't really craft things too well because of our inventory being full. So I am going to have to do a lot of manual stuff, I think. Let's see if our system wants to open again. Here we go. So, an ultra disk manipulator. We've got most of the stuff. We just need to make an actual disk manipulator. Oh, no, we need to make an elite disk manipulator, which uses a normal one, which we have. Okay. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to craft these pieces because they won't make it back into the system, I think. So we are at a little bit of a pickle. So what are these? Blocks of iron. I'm going to have to do some manual stuff, honestly, which is horrible, but we got to do it. We got to get our system back up and running. So what are the last pieces I need? the 2 middle bits. Why does it keep putting the stuff away? I don't really know why that is. Improved processes. We're going to be doing some manual crafting. Okay, so what I've went is I went over to the furnace, right? And I found out that it was actually clogged up with draconium ingots because they don't have anywhere to go. So I've temporarily added them here. That unclogged my system, so I was able to grab the improved processes and whatnot, which means I should be able to actually get this stuff. So we'll get the 2 blocks of iron. These guys will go there and there. I'll grab this disc manipulator that I was trying to get some room back, as you can see. We can put that back in. Where'd the manipulator go? There it is. Alright, the manipulator can go in with the 2 improved processors. That gives us an elite one. Let's see if we can get the ultra one placed. We can. That gives us an ultra. This does go up to creative. What does that involve? We can see if we can make it. Because, like, the disc manipulator you don't use too often, so I don't think getting a creative one would be that big of an issue. If it is, we obviously will learn that pretty soon. But here we go. We have a creative disc manipulator. This guy we can slap down there. He looks beautiful. He definitely looks beautiful. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a few things. The first thing is there is 476,000 osmium ingots. They are planned to go in here. Oh, actually, a lot appear to be going in here now, but I think these are all new ones. Currently, we have what? 24,000 ingots, right? 24,000 osmium ingots, just for reference. So I'm going to quickly grab all of these. I'm going to place them all in here. And I believe they should be empty. Oh my god. This guy, he halved. Like, instantly. And now I think the rest of the stuff... Oh, no. I think, is he done now? And now it's moved on to... Yeah, now it's moved on to the next one. Oh my god. So it's taking out as much as it can. Putting as much of it as it can into drawers that have the ability to be voided, any extra and stuff. So if we look at this guy, for instance, he now has 444,000 osmium ingots. That is phenomenal. So I don't think we're able to craft those just yet. We might need to put our drives back in there. But let's see. Are these all finished? Not really. This first one is definitely finished, though. So, do I want to wait until it's completely done? I think I want to wait until it's completely done. I also don't know what this slot is for. It couldn't possibly... No, I don't think it's a speed spot, right? Like, I couldn't put speed upgrades. I imagine this is a filter. So you could filter what you want taken out. Yeah, you can change it to blacklist, whitelist, items, all that kind of stuff. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Alright, well, temporarily... Obviously, this guy still has some work to go, but I'm going to take it all out. I'm going to put these back in here. And already you can see we've taken a mil off of this. That's pretty good. I'm going to grab my void upgrades out, though. I'll grab some storage upgrades, too. Might as well. We're going to need some more compacting drawers, I think. So I'm going to make a few of those. This isn't the whole episode, by the way. I definitely do want to go back and try and do the solar element stuff. So we'll see how good that is. It says it generates a low amount, but I mean, if it's easy enough to make, which it kind of does look easy to make, we might have to set up some automation too. We've done it in the past, but we'll just set it up again real quick. Then we'll do that. What was I doing? I've forgotten. Pistons. Do I not have pistons auto-crafted? Let's fix that real quick. This should be a really easy fix, because all I do is add it into our requester here, and it will keep 16 of them at once. We should be able to watch this guy, and we should get 16, assuming the machine works, which... we got 4, so it's getting there. I think what it does is it crafts one at a time, right? I don't know. That's a bit weird. Like, I guess it crafts a few at a time? Yeah, we're at 8. And it's crafted, what, another 8? It is very odd. This requester, I still wish I could set it per. Like, 16 speed upgrades, 2 pistons at once, 2, instead of all of them at once. I don't know. Anyway. I've been a little bit complaining. So, compacting drawer. I should now be able to grab multiple? Yeah, there we go. 3. Okay. So, do I keep going further, or do I go down, or do I go up? that I guess is the question. I think we go down. So a friendly reminder for this: when you want to add drawers to a system that's already hooked up, you want to put the key into your offhand. So this is just a drawer key, and then place down the compacting drawers, and they come pre-locked, which means it won't automatically put a block into it. So there we go. We can take our key back off. Some of these, let's add the void upgrades to, and I mean, here's the thing, right? I can add storage upgrades to this so that it stores more stuff. It already stores 270,000 aluminum. We're not going to be using more than that. I'm sorry, I don't see a point in storing more at the moment. That just seems like complete overkill. So I'm just not going to. In the future, we can, and honestly, the void miners are so fast that it doesn't seem like an issue. Are all of these voided as well? This one is not. We can add that for the future. Okay. Yeah, so I'll mess around with this then, and try and empty our storage a little bit more. Alright, so for now, I think we're fine. We have enough room to at least record in this episode and do things. I'll just have to keep putting these back in here off camera, and then I'll leave it again for a few episodes just to see what new item I've forgotten to add to the list. So that should be good. There's also, I don't know what's up with all these bra signs, but they are definitely a thing. Okay, so for the auto crafting at this next part, I believe it's as simple as just putting in some filters, which means I'm going to need some pipe upgrades. We'll probably just grab a bunch of diamond ones. So let me just get a bunch of these. In fact, once again, I should just add these to the auto crafting so that I don't have to do it anymore. So, add that. Boom. That's done. We don't have to worry about crafting them anymore. I will say, having such a big storage is... I do like that part. Okay. Oh, there's also a graveyard. A spooky graveyard here. I've walked past it a few times. I didn't build this. There appears to be a few graves, and a grave that has my name on it. The 21st of the 10th. When was that? 3 days ago? Okay. The 21st of the 10th. Ooh. Polly's not gonna like that. Apparently I meant to say the month and whatnot, but anyway, here we are. This is the area we need. See, this is where we previously had auto crafting set up, but as you can see, it hasn't been working for a little while. Boom, boom, boom. I think all I need to do is grab my entangled binder and just re-entangle stuff. So, where do we have things set up? We currently have a binder here. I think we want to keep it here, right? Because what are we after? We're after Swift Alloys. Swift Alloys, yeah. So we want to right-click, shift right-click this guy so that he's bound. We want to apply him to one of these. So for instance, this one there. That should be fine. The next thing we want to do is actually infuse this guy, the element infuser, entangle him, sorry. So grab him, and he will be applied on the other one. Now, there is a reason for that. Oh, the other thing is, do we want to properly autocraft this? I'm going to be honest, I think we do. So what I'm going to do is break both of these. Do we have this hooked up to our network? We don't. So, oh, how do I... You know what? We're just going to pick all of this up, and we're going to go take this back to our autocrafting section. Right at the back of our base. We're going to go back over here. We're going to lag our way over. That should be fine. Here's our current system. Incredibly messy, I know. It was neat. Genuinely, it was neat until I did this section for the draconic stuff. So off camera, one episode, in between one episode, I might move this mess to be behind it. But it's fine. We've got a new train coming through here. I'm going to place this guy there and this guy there. Okay. I'm going to grab a crafter. I'm going to get... we can use the diamond ones. That should be fine. I'm going to place both of these guys here. I should be able to switch to my wrench with that cool keybind we set up. Oh, I went past the thing, of course. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, I've gone past it again. Okay, so they're hooked up. We can grab our thing back. There's going to be recipes in them. Believe it or not, there's going to be some recipes. So, the first thing we want to do is the Swift Alloy. We actually have this already bookmarked. Swift Alloy element binding in here. This could be an issue because currently the recipes don't output in the correct order. We also want to remove these two things. In an upcoming update for Refined Storage, apparently, it's going to make it so that the patterns actually output in the correct order. What that means is, for instance, the draconic stuff that we have, we'll be able to autocraft that incredibly easy. So I almost don't even want to touch the system anymore. When that update comes out, we can autocraft it in like a second. As long as everything's working how I think it will in my head. Currently, this might be a bit tricky, but we'll see what happens. The next thing we want is the drenched ingot. So that's actually part of the recipe here, drenched ingot. And this is the element infuser. We can get rid of these little bits there and create that recipe. Okay. So that's the general thing. As for whether or not we will need to do a lot more work, will come down to what order these ingredients get placed. So we want to put these recipes in. That should be fine. We also want to get an exporter. Nope. An importer. Because we're importing into the network. These guys need to have a specific thing told to them. So this first guy will be told Swift alloys only. Swift alloy ingot. This will be set to whitelist. And this guy will be told drenched ingot. Hopefully you guys are following on. And also whitelist. That's an important step. Okay. That should work. We'll obviously have to do a test. In fact, we should be able to do a test right now, I believe. So we'll fly back over, I believe it's, yeah, just over here. It's underneath this little mess here. And I'm going to order a Swift alloy. Just one. We are missing an air crystal. Okay, so we need to add that to the list as well. How are we going to do this? This is what, a crystallizer. Honestly, you know what we need? And it might make things a little bit messy, but we need another container. Do we? What are these? Element evaporators. We do not need element evaporators. So what we can do... The binder's fine. I think I can just place a crystallizer like here. No, it has to be on a big container. Ooh, okay. Container. We actually have a container full of air. So that's perfect. It's just... how do I want to do this? I think we'll break this. We'll place a container there. That should be fine still. What we can do is add an output there. Make sure that it all flows through. Okay, that should be fine. Element, nope, not evaporator. Why do I keep placing that? Gem crystallizer. We'll go there. And this guy we're going to have to add to the auto crafting too. I'm going to connect him. No, wait. What am I doing? No, not a gem crystallizer. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. We don't need that. I apologize. We do need an infuser. So I'm going to link the air infuser. Hopefully you guys are following along. Oh my god. It's a little bit messy, but hopefully it still makes sense. So we're going to lag back over here. Lag is now a term for flying. We're going to get an entangled block. Just any. It doesn't really matter. Place this guy down. Entangle him. So now he's entangled with the air. We're going to get another crafter. We can just grab another diamond one. That's fine. I'll hook him up. As we did with the other guy. So there we go. Didn't go past it that time. Oh. Here we go. Oh. Oh, no. Alright, we're going to add an importer again. Change this guy to whitelist. And this guy is going to get air crystals. Air crystals. Beautiful. And the pattern we need to add is the air crystal pattern. Air crystal. We already had it up. Recipe. This recipe here. And once again, we can remove those ingredients because that's just telling me what machine we need. So all we need to know is inert crystal goes in, air crystal comes out. That's pretty much the basics there. And we should be able to slap this guy in. And now that should work. So now, Swift alloy. I would like to craft one. I'm going to click start. And then while that's starting, we'll fly over and we'll see what's there. It should be there, but we'll just double check. Okay, so crystal's here. Right, that is being turned into an air crystal. Right. Okay, it's an air crystal. That gets taken out, and it's added here. The problem we have, you might see it already, is it hasn't been placed in the correct order. So that means we're going to have to do an extra step. That's fine. What I'm going to do is just empty this, so that... yep, just empty it. And I'll show you how we're going to do this. It's going to be similar... is it going to be similar? How are we going to do this? We need it to go in a very specific order. You know what? I've just realized it's going to be a little bit messy, but I think we can still do it. So, what we want to do instead... Oh, we have a bunch of seeds on us. We're going to place a chest down here. Get rid of that dirt. That's fine. We're going to get our crafter back. The crafter is going to face the dirt, so I might be able to do this in one shot. Let's see. Yep. Crafter's facing the dirt, the chest. We put the recipe back in. Okay. And then I believe what I want to do is have... how do I want to do this? Oh, okay. Check out this. I actually got it working. I wasn't entirely sure if this would work, but as you can see, it is. So I can remove these two little test ones I did. We'll try this again. In fact, let's try this. Ooh. Will it work with multiple? You know what? I don't think it will, so I think I might actually have to set up the whole pulsing system like we have in the past. But it can do one recipe at a time. And let me show you how it does that. Um, it's not pretty, okay? I'll admit it, it's not pretty. So everything goes in here, and what I did was I checked to see what goes in there and what order. And then, well, I guess that doesn't really matter though. I take that back. Everything goes in here when we order the recipe. From there, we have a pipe set to do round robin. What that means is that all the ingredients get placed one in here, then one in here, then one in here, then one in there. Then one in here, one in here, one in here, one in here. And that's how we've got it. In fact, how much does this guy do? 64 items every 5 ticks. You know, I think that's fine because we're going to set up this guy to be pulse on redstone. We're going to set this guy up to do pulse inserts next set. There's that. Pulse inserts next set. So yeah, everything gets split up, one into each of these. Then what I've done is I've set them up with specific upgrades depending on the order. So this one's gold, so it has the fastest. Then this one's drenched ingots, so it's the second fastest. Then the third fastest is this guy with the gold upgrade. That's the redstone, I think. And then the air crystals in here with no upgrade. And they all go directly into the element binder. So that works. All we need to do now is have... How do we want to do this? We need to have it so that it uses a comparator, or you know, something similar. I think I could just set up a very similar system to this over there, but like a lot cleaner and smaller and simpler. Also, the ghost is a lot less scary now because it's happened a lot. It's still, you know, it's there. It's doing its thing. So we're gonna need a few things. What do we have here? I think it's an inventory reader. Yeah. No. Yes. What do I need? Okay, so here's what I think the plan is. We place this inventory reader under here, connected to the element binder. Give it a cable so that it works. We can open this guy up and see what the options are that we have. It's pretty much similar to the last one. I think what I want to do is have Alright, so I'm creating a filter here. I've sort of jumped ahead a little bit. And that's to output from the element binder. So my new plan is that we have, in fact, I think I can replace these cables just to make it look a little bit neater, like that. I think I can do an inventory reader here. We're going to have to set up the cables again still, like so. Oh my god, I'm making a bit of a mess. And so now the item will output into this. Oh, and then I guess what I can do is have an importer on the side here that leads up and like that. Okay, yes. okay, yeah. This works. Yeah, that should be fine. So the second an item goes in here, inventory empty will become false. The inventory empty is currently true. And what I think I want to have it do is, if we get a redstone rider up here, hook up a logic cable. I believe what I want it to do is when redstone, when inventory empty true, emit a redstone signal. Will it not do that? Emit redstone signal. Part with ID cannot be... Oh, it's because I need to connect the cables up. So I need to do something a little bit like this. Like that. Okay. So it's currently emitting a redstone signal. And then when the inventory is not empty, it will turn off. That will then count as a pulse. So the next set will go through. And then inventory will be empty again, because by then it will do that. So the redstone will be back on. So that should work. Now, this first test might not work. I will do that little disclaimer. But I believe the test after it will. So let's see. I want to order 10. Let's see what happens here. These guys should all be empty. Yep. Let's fly over here and I guess just witness it. But it should be working. But then again, a lot of things should be working. I think. Okay, so currently I don't think it's even crafting stuff at the moment. It's getting the ingredients ready to actually do the initial craft. So, okay, that's working, right? So far, so good. I think maybe because we don't have any air crystals pre-made, it might not matter. A little bit curious as to what's currently happening. Why isn't it doing the next one? Because an air crystal's gone in. That's the second air crystal. And it hasn't even started crafting these again. What I might do is I might go back and double check what's happening over here. Because it's possible that the next set didn't get pulsed. So we'll jump down here. This guy, yep, that's good. Okay. That should be good then. Yeah, I don't... Swift, we have one. One ingot, that's the one that we saw. So I'm thinking the next set hasn't been pulsed, right? Yeah, the next set must not have been pulsed yet. Redstone signal, then it was empty, so the redstone signal would stop. The only thing I'm thinking of at the moment that would prevent this from working is if perhaps the item wasn't in here long enough for this guy to realize and, like, stop giving the redstone signal. You reckon? And if so, how do we stop that? Like, how do we slow this guy down? I don't think we really can. Unless we specifically make it what... Okay, you know what? I think we can do a little workaround here. Let's get another redstone rider. This guy's going to attach to the importer here. He'll be connected with a logic cable too, so that should be fine. We have the variables on us. So I want to have it so that when this guy is... when inventory is not empty... when inventory is not empty, right? I want this guy to emit a redstone pulse, a redstone signal. And then this guy is going to only work with a redstone signal. And that should be good. Okay. So, let's cancel these orders again. And we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a good old try. So, Swift Alloy, I would like 10 of you, please. Let's see how this works. Once again, we should be able to just ignore that area and just watch over here. And everything should be perfect. Uh-oh. I don't... So that's what? That's 3 different recipes trying to get in there. How could that even possibly happen? You know how that could possibly happen? No, actually that shouldn't happen anyway. Because we have it set, as far as I know, to be redstone pulse inserts next set. So there should never be more than... Alright, let's watch. So the first one goes in, and it's just fine. It works like a charm. All I've done is I've reset everything. I've just cancelled everything and we've gone again. It's working. Okay. So yeah, remember, I did say in the past that the first attempt might not work just because of the way that the pulsing works on those crafters. So this looks pretty consistent. We've watched it do 3 different recipes so far. We'll obviously check up on it later. Now, the point I'm getting at is normally, right, pulse inserts next set, which means the first set goes in no matter what. And I think my system is set up where that first set needs to happen before it's, like, working. Does that make sense? I feel like it might not make sense, but I think the fact that I showed you that sometimes when you're doing this pulse next set, you'll set up a system that will pulse when a set goes through, but you need that first one to try to get through so that it, everything resets itself. Does that make any sense? Maybe not, but anyway, it's working now. At least it seems to be. Okay. So, the actual, the focus of this video, which was trying to set up these solar guys, I believe all we need to add as well is string to go get infused to air. Okay, we can do that. String. You know what, I was going to say we might have to set up a similar system for each of these, but the infusers, I believe, only allow one item on them at a time, so it doesn't actually matter. So this is an air infuser here. We can chuck this pattern in, and that should be fine. What else do we need for this solar guy? That's pretty much it. We need to do the white rocks too. And how do you make those? Those are earth elements with stone. I mean, while we're at it, we might as well, right? So let's grab an entangled block, and I'll go grab that earth element. We're going to autocraft the entire thing, and we're going to have it hooked up with our system. So, earth element, and it's an infuser, so we can... Oh, I don't have this hook. Oh, what's that? An element evaporator. Okay, let's reconnect this. Have that insert. This whole system will power up. That's good, I think. Alright, I've moved the earth infuser onto here, so it should still work. I'm going to entangle it. We're going to fly back over to our auto crafting. We have the entangled block on us here. Da-da-da-da. Slap this guy down there. Entangle him. Beautiful. And I mean, we're pretty much good. It's the same as you saw all the other times. Okay, we can add White Rock to the list. Make sure we whitelist it. Sorry. I realize as well we need to edit this guy. I think. Yeah, we need to add Air Silk to this list. Boom. Okay, so that should be good. This guy should be hooked up. We just need to make the pattern. Okay, the White Rock pattern. Stone equals White Rock. And we should be pretty much golden to autocraft these guys. So, solar element... Oh, we need a hardened handle. Okay, we'll go back. We'll create a recipe for that, because I imagine it's just something we craft. I couldn't imagine... No, it's not. It's an element binding. Of course it is. Of course it is. Ooh, that's annoying, because we also have to set up Earth Crystals, easy to set up. We have all of this set up, we just need to set up the binding. Which means as well, we need another binder, because we... Oh, we've already got one. Okay. How do we make these? Do I have... If I needed to. Oh, they're very easy to make. Okay. Okay, yeah, but this is fine. This is perfectly fine. We can definitely do this. So, Earth Crystal recipe. Let's add this one as well. Alright, and then let's also grab the recipe for the hardened handle. Because we'll obviously be using him. Okay. So, for the Earth Infuser, we can add in that crystal. And then add the crystal to the list here. Crystal, Earth, boom, boom, boom. Drag him on. Beautiful. Okay. Then the element binder is going to go here. We might have to replicate this system, which is going to be a little bit annoying. But since we've done it before, it should be really easy to replicate, I guess. But what I will say is it is possible that it will just work out the box. Because once again, the only issue is the order that the recipe is placed in. So... There's the slightest chance that this will just work. Crafter. Although I imagine I should probably just assume that it won't. We'll get a chest. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Chest go there. Crafter. Oh, crafter go here. Gonna have to turn it around. And the recipe goes in. Okay, let's give that a shot. It is called a hardened handle. I'm gonna request one, please. We need a stick. We need an Aldenwood stick. No, we do not. Okay, I've got to make it use a vanilla stick. I've got to specify that in the recipe. Okay, it is set to a normal stick. Update that recipe. We should be good now. Okay, one hardened handle. We have ordered it. What order does it go in here? That is, you know what? It's probably crafting the Earth Crystal. So we'll give it a few seconds. Okay, so this is the order it goes in, which is close, but no cigar. It's meant to go stick, White Rock, Silk, Earth Crystal, but it goes stick, Earth Crystal, Air Silk, White Rock. So we're going to do the same pattern that we did here. So a bunch of these pipes. We've got to place chests under them, but you got to hold crouch when you place them so that it does it like so. My magnet is also off apparently. So place them like that. On the back here, we want to open this guy up. We want to disconnect this. It's not necessary, but we might as well. Open this guy up, chuck in an upgrade, and change this guy to be round robin. The next step is to simply order the hardened stick again. We'll order one. And what should happen now is we should get one in each of these. So then what we do is we hook up our item pipes, like so. And each of these need to be determined. So the first one is the stick. So we're going to go ahead and output this. And we want to give him the fastest upgrade that we're going to be using. So what do we have? We have diamond, gold, that. I'll just give this a netherite one. We'll also get a gold one crafted. So this guy gets netherite because we want him to be put in first. The next one that we want is the white rock. So we'll look for wherever that ended up. That ended up at the end here. So we're going to output this. And this guy's going to get a diamond upgrade. Beautiful. Next, I believe, is the silk, right? Yep, silk. So we can get this guy. He is going to get the gold upgrade we just crafted. And then the last guy, he doesn't need anything. So we're just going to output that. Okay. So now we can grab all these ingredients. We can, put them back in the system. And hook this guy up. Disconnect it from the top. We're going to have to entangle the binder that we don't even have on us anymore. Binder. Grab this. Alright, the binder will go on here. I went ahead and moved the infuser back one. It currently has no earth in it, but I think neither of them do. I've got to wait until this first one's full for this guy to fill up, but it should be fine. It should be fine. So we're going to entangle this binder and hook him up to the last bit, and that should be it. That should honestly be it. So if we come back over here, and bind that up. Beautiful. So that should be good. And then we just hook up exactly like what we did over there with the whatchamacallits, the chest and whatnot. Okay, so just a recap of what we do. Inventory reader goes here. We're going to set up logic cable. Redstone writer goes onto the importer, which I've already configured to be only work with redstone signal. Then what we want to do is have the cables come up. It's going to have to go out one. This button doesn't have to be here. That was just to manually trigger the stuff, so we can remove the button. The logic cable goes up and there. Then we place another redstone writer onto the back of this guy. He gets set to be redstone pulse, inserts next set. We come back down here. This guy gets a variable card on inventory empty. And we want to set this guy to be redstone signal when empty. What this means is, when this chest is empty, a redstone signal will be emitted here. Once a order goes through, it'll run through the system. Then once the output comes out, so it'll come out of here, which I forgot to configure. So the hardened handle, right? It will come out of here. It will end up in this chest, and then it will no longer be empty, which means there'll no longer be a redstone pulse here, right? This guy will no longer output a redstone pulse. But over here, in this writer, we will have it inventory not empty, output redstone pulse, right? So item goes in here, no longer empty, so redstone pulse stops. But because it is empty, this redstone signals, so it empties it then, which means it's empty again, which means the redstone gets applied again, which means it pulses the next set. Does that make sense? That should make sense. I hope that makes sense. So I believe that just works. Shall we give this a try? The only reason it won't work at the moment, to be honest, will be because we don't have enough of the earth element in here. Well, actually, this guy's full. We need this guy to start filling up. So I think what I can do, actually, is, for instance, if I output here, that should work. I output here and I believe here. Okay, there we go. I filled these up. I took the stuff out of the containers we have over at the processing. So there we go. This guy's full. So it should work now. We should be able to order the stuff. In fact, we can stay over here and do that. So I would like to, you know what? Let's get the full recipe. Let's do it all. Let's make it so I don't even have to craft anything. So I would like the solar element doohickey. Create that pattern. We'll create a pattern for this this guy, the contained crystal as well. These guys are going to go into whichever of these we have space in. So this guy right here. Beautiful. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this test? Let's see. Let's see. Solar element synthesizer. Solar element synthesizer. I would like one of you. Start. It should now craft everything magically. Oh, let's see. Oh, we forgot to do a filter. We forgot to do a filter. I guess that's why you do your test. This guy, because like this guy has a filter. This guy needs a filter. So this will go in. What does the filter have to be? It has to be a hardened handle. Which is annoying, because that means we need to make a hardened handle first. So, filter mode whitelist. Okay. Let's just add something so that it can't do anything. Just real quick. So submit that. Okay. So it's now got a whitelist. Beautiful. Let's order a hardened handle again. Okay, it is complete. Beautiful. So we're going to add this to the filter now. We'll remove that other filter, and then it should be working. Okay. Add. Place. Submit. Let's remove that previous one. Beautiful. Tuck this in. That will get put out of the system. Then, solar. Well, actually, do you think that did it? I'm not too sure. Let's maybe cancel it. Let's just be sure. Let's cancel both of these. All right, solar element synthesizer. Let's click start. Hopefully that works now. I didn't even check over here to see if it had properly emptied the system, but nothing's here currently. Does that mean it's built? It does. Okay. I want another one. What are you going to do now? Okay. You can see the drenched ingot goes on. The air crystal goes on. So that's for... Oh, no, that's the string as well. That's for making the first thing there. Oh, this guy's on. Okay. The hardened stick's being made. Okay. So is that it done? It is! How cool is that? Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 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 Okay, okay, okay. So, should we see how these guys work? Let's, make some room. Oh, they don't place down normally. I think they have to go in a container. Container. We currently don't have these containers made because we need burnt glass. And that requires it on a fire. Do we want to... I mean, while we're here, we might as well, right? Let's finish it. Let's select this guy and go autocraft him. In fact, wait, before we do that, it's a lot smarter, since we're sort of strapped for these big containers, to move this guy onto a smaller one. That is a lot smarter. Alright, so we've got an importer set up here. This will be for the burnt glass. We add that there. Make sure that it is on whitelist. That's always important. So, that should be good to go. Yeah, I just got to grab the pattern again. For this one, you want to make sure that you have the right glass added. So, we should have glass auto-crafted, although it's been a little bit weird recently. So I might have to double check that it's still working. Is it because it's all going into glass bottles? That is possible. You know what? Temporarily... Oh, not like that. I can take these glass shards and just make one manually for the recipe. And that should be fine. So add this glass there. That'll give us burnt glass. Beautiful. And add that to the pattern. So that automates this part, but we might have to double check that the glass is even working to begin with. So, let's go check on the glass. See what's happening. Maybe it's not chunk loaded or something. I'm sure it's something silly. Okay, so it's running. It's trying... Oh my god, this guy just spat out a bunch of experience. Look at him go. Oh my god. Okay. So he's working. I guess he's just a little bit slow. Originally, I had these set up to put them in specific spots, which you can see it's still set up like that, but for some reason we have cobble and gravel in some, and cobble and gravel in the other, which it's very specifically not meant to do. Whitelist. What if I change this to a blacklist? Do you think that'll work? Okay, I made it a blacklist, and now neither of them are getting anything. The reason why that's very annoying is because these guys should at least have... Yeah, they have destinations bound to them. Ooh, you know what? This could be because the destinations were set previously? Possibly. I'm not actually entirely sure why this isn't working. Let me just double check. So I'm going to shift right click on this guy, so his destination's set. I'm going to change that for this gravel recipe, for instance. Update the destination. Click submit. Okay. We will then do the same for this guy over here. So I have them blacklisted from what I thought would be destinations, but that's not working. But I know for a fact that if I change this back to whitelist, round robin, random, nearest first. See, I made it... Oh my god, like why is it putting cobble in there? God, I really hate that it does this. Strict input, output. Strict input. I was wondering, like, can I put a filter within mechanism? But no, it doesn't look like it. Well, ugh. That seems to be fine. Okay, whatever. Alright, we should be able to get burnt glass now. I'm going to order 10 of it. We should see it show up on here. Yep. And now it's going to get processed. Beautiful. We are back in business. Container. Let's go ahead and craft these. I don't have these fully auto-crafted. Should I? We're going to need element pipes. Oh, there. Oh my god. Yeah, that is very auto-craftable. Oh my god. Okay. Elemental craft is essentially with one. You know what I mean? Like, container. So let's, enter recipe. Paste the recipe here. Grab the pattern. Then get the recipe for the element pipes. Grab the pattern. Chuck them both in here. We are pretty much done. All we need to do now is actually test the the focus of this video. But we've automated getting it, so I'm going to hope that means that they're going to be good. I would like 2 of you. Oh, that's amazing. And it's going to auto-craft everything. Okay, so all that's left is actually to move this guy, this infuser over here, and then this will be like pretty even. Oh, hey, Ghost. Big switch up from last episode. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. Element container's done. Solar element. Okay, so obviously they need to reach the sun. So possibly I could even place them over here. I could put this platform to new use. We could, well, we have like 4, we might have to do a bit of a redesign, but anyway. Synthesize. Okay. And we need to be able to put a lens in there. Watch the lens be really hard to make. So, for example, an earth lens. What do you cost? Oh, I can make you indestructible. Oh, okay. So I guess they have durability. Okay, so this is going to be a burnt glass pane. Okay, so we have to hook this up to the, to this system. Okay. Is that easy enough to do? I think it is. I actually think this is easy to add. Um, uh, mm, no. Maybe. Maybe. We have to get lucky. We have to get lucky to be able to add this to our existing system. Otherwise, we have to rebuild the system. This is a very much a lucky situation. The question is, do you guys think we're going to be lucky? I'm very doubtful, just based on how things have been so far. So I'm going to place that there. I'm going to get the burnt glass pane recipe as well. Okay. Burnt glass pane will go up here. Now, this is for the earth lens. So we want to add it into here. Right? Earth lens. Ooh. Okay. Do we think it will work? Ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Earth lens. Start. So in order for this to work, we essentially just need to get lucky with the order that it's emptied. Once again, in a future update for the mod, it will be a lot easier. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't paste them in the right recipe, in the right order. That means for now, we have to do this manually. Do I rebuild this? I really don't want to. I know that we're so close to just being auto-crafted, like automating the whole thing, but I don't want to have to do it. Boom, boom, boom. We can do it manually for now. I'm going to do this manually just so that we can see if it works. Well, I guess it should work. I don't know why I say that, but I'm really banking on that refined storage update that makes it so that the recipes come out in the specific order. Because we can redo a bunch of stuff. So, place this guy down. Oh, it's nighttime and it's generating. Oh, okay. I like the animation and stuff. Okay. Interesting. So, is that aiming directly at the moon? Genuinely, it is? Do you think that's a coincidence? Or do you think it's gonna, like, Oh, you know what? Look very closely. It does appear to be moving a little bit. It's moving with the stars as well. Yeah, that tracks the sun. Or the moon in this case. Okay. I'm gonna quickly sleep so we can see it during daytime. So here we go. We sleep. Where does the sun pop up? Okay, the sun's lower. The sun's a little bit lower than it currently is. So, yeah, look. It's facing, like, directly towards the sun. That is awesome. Okay, beautiful. So this is infinite. I believe. Well, actually, wait. Let's take this off. Oh, durability. Okay. Someone also said to upgrade my Paxel to indestructible. I already did that in a previous episode. Eternal Stellar. What do these guys cost? Oh, I mean, easy. Okay. And then we get a smithing table. We can place this guy down. Earth Lens plus this guy makes it indestructible. So that'll quickly repair itself. There we go. Good as new. And we can chuck it back on. Let's, yeah, it's indestructible, right? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that works. Like if I take it off now, yeah, it's still good. Okay. Ooh. With that being said, I don't see the animation. Is that there's no way that it's because the tree is in the way. No way. No way. We're gonna test. We're about to find out. We're gonna break that tree. We're gonna break that tree. That's going to remove all the leaves. This is just a visual bug from my mod that I have in. But now it's got a clear view, right? Is it because I enchanted it with destructible? Let's see here. Let me get another lens. I'm very curious now. Let's order one. We're gonna have to manually replace the recipe, but that's fine. Because if this doesn't work, it's fine. It's obviously a little bit annoying because this would be a very, I guess, cheaty way to do it. But since we pretty much have auto crafting set up, if this refuses to work, I mean that's an easy fix in the grand scheme of things. Oh, you know what? It didn't pulse the next set because oh my god. I need to take this recipe out of here for now. And then I need to just put something in there. Okay, let's have a look. I'm gonna take this out. We'll try it again. Just see, does it do anything? Nope. And if I place this one in, yeah, it does work. There's no like oh, that was a little bit weird. I think that was just a visual bug. So it's working now. I right click it. No, it's not working. Okay. So yeah, it's not a fan of this indestructible. So it's smart enough to know that it's indestructible, I guess. That is very interesting. I imagine you can put on a bunch of other upgrades too. Reactive, unbreaking. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Unless, I suppose it's possible maybe there's like an upgraded version of this or something that lets it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess, do I do it this episode? I kind of feel like I have to. Let's fully autocraft this. We might as well. We're pretty close. It just means I have to set up another one of this, like quite literally, another one of these crafting things, which is so messy. Oh, actually, I'm just realizing now, we can't really do that. Because unless I create another... do I do it? Unless I create another container and binder. Like, I would have to make a new one. You know, I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna have faith that this refined storage update comes out that lets me order the recipes, and then we can just do this using the one thing. It'll be a lot cleaner. So yeah, let me know if maybe... In fact, let me know if I should just do it anyway. Because it's doable. It's definitely doable. We could do it in the next episode, but... yeah, I think I'm happy. I think we can wrap this one up, right? Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I quite enjoyed this one until we got up to that part right then. But the rest of it was pretty fun, and we got to check out the thing at least. It works, but yeah. But see, it's episodes like this where it's like, what do I title this? Because I didn't really... The focus was getting the solar element synthesizer, but the block itself was one part of it. I think maybe I'll just call this like Auto Crafting Elemental Craft. There we go. That'll probably be a good one. Thank you to those of you supporting the channel financially. We have Skeletor Jacob, Oathus, Derpy Snowluna, Mugs, and VRifty supporting the channel financially through Discord and like donation links there. And we have Tacoolist, we have VRifty again, and Mugs again supporting me through the channel membership. And we have Puppy Dog doing puppy dog things. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned a little something. We've gotten pretty good at I guess doing this sort of thing. The issue I have with them sharing the same binder is if we order something that uses both this recipe, the hardened stick, and the earth lens, they'll both be placed on at the exact same time. And in order to stop that from happening, I believe what we have to do is exactly what we did over here, which is this system. We would have to set this all up with the like once again. That's doable. We can definitely do that. So if that's something that you're really trying to figure out how to do right now, I can do that in the next episode to show you how to do it. But I'm sort of banking on the fact that refined storage is going to get that little update soon. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one, and I might try and tune the little render distance thing. But I think it's pretty cool. I quite like it. So yeah. Oh, and those floating bits that were there disappeared. I guess that's good as well. Okay. Goodbye.